Hi folks, this is your MWIS Fleeting View looking into the weekend and beyond. There are changes afoot in the weather story with some cloud and some rain in the forecast with time, but in the short term there's more warm April sunshine around, and on Wednesday high pressure is still centred around the northern portions of the country. We're drawing in a cool northeasterly breeze though across England and Wales, and that will also pull in some low cloud from the North Sea, and that will cover some hill slopes in the morning. Higher tops in Scotland likely to be above that fog layer, and that will thin and disperse back toward the North Sea coast to leave most places sunny onwards into the afternoon, and warmest temperatures broadly across more western regions. Thursday just sees the high move its way a little further southwards. That opens the door to more of a westerly flow across Scotland, a strengthening wind during the daytime. Warmest temperatures this time will be found across more eastern parts of the Highlands. Some patchy cloud may just come into western mountains later in the day, but broadly it's still a day of sunny skies, although high cloud may just make that rather hazy. The mountains, though, generally in the clear, lighter winds further south over England and Wales. High pressure stays in charge on Friday, and most places once more have a fine day with warm sunshine. Best of that, eastern Scotland, England and Wales again seeing some very pleasantly warm temperatures. Some high cloud again, just obscuring the sun or weakening it at times. Strongest breezes across northern Scotland, light winds further south. The front, which lies toward the far northwest, could just make enough inroads toward the northwestern Highlands to see some low cloud come on to coastal districts around Skye and northwards, and even some patchy drizzly rain just pushing on to these northwestern coastal mountains. So could just be locally a bit poorer there, otherwise the story is fine. It's a portion of that frontal system that will try and make further progress on Saturday in from the Atlantic, and this is the change of pattern as high pressure just starts to split apart and weaken, and lowering pressure starts to exist around the country. For many places though, on Saturday it still looks a fine day with some sunshine, some high cloud, and just the risk though of some low cloud feeding on to western mountains in Scotland, with a damp air mass coming in off the Atlantic and some patchy rain or drizzle which may just push in if a front does get close enough. Risk of some showers pushing up into the south of Wales later in the day, possibly even turning thundery for Saturday evening. Now, great uncertainty on exactly how the chart looks by Sunday, but lower pressure is expected to be around, and there's the risk of some areas of rain and some showers. Now, this might be much too overdone. This might be too pessimistic in the extent of rain, but many places by this time do have the risk of some bursts of rain being around, and low cloud being across the hills as well for a good part of the day. Some brighter breaks typically further east, but by this stage generally we've lost the sunshine of previous days. And cooler air also just coming in from the North Atlantic, temperatures over higher Scottish mountains dipping back to be only just above freezing on some higher slopes, as the cold front shown here does make some progress eastwards. It's a common situation that when these big areas of high pressure break down and the pattern turns more unsettled, that the forecast models take a while just to understand what's going on. But the general maps as we look onwards into next week suggest that lower pressure and some areas of rain will be in the forecast. Some heavy showers possibly in places at times as well. Temperatures cooler for a few days at least early in the week, especially across Scotland, again with temperatures near freezing on some higher tops at times. Generally a bit warmer further south and east, with the airflow coming around from the southwest. A week then of some heavier April showers, some brighter moments in between, but overall a much more changeable forecast through mid-April. Pressure then will be on the lower side of average for many. Our areas of high pressure moving away from us for a while at least, but looking further ahead, the orange colours expand back onto the map, and the final week or so of April is more promising once more for some high pressure and drier conditions returning. Whether it's the extensive blocked high that we've just seen and the lengthy dry and sunny spell is hard to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go back into a reasonably settled story later on in the month. Enjoy the warm sunshine while it's here during this week. That is your Fleeting View. Thanks for watching.